Safety goggles on, everybody. Mr. Murphy, what are you doing? I'm pressure washing a steel drum. What do you think?
Oh, look at that. Dirt comes right off. Anyways, hello, random viewers. We are currently making some kind of foundry of some sort. What is your plan, Thomas?
We're going to put a hole in this, and then we're going to put several more holes in this, and then we're going to put fire in the holes.
Okay, then. That worked nicely.
So here we have the 1-inch by 18-inch pipe. Here we have the device that will soon be full of fire. Turns out we're going to have to put one fewer hole than I thought we would, because this pipe runs straight into this drum. Now this is a 20 to 25 gallon well pump, which means that inside this there's a diaphragm that's a big piece of plastic that makes sure it stays pressurized. That's also what this does. This is where you can plug in an air compressor and inflate it just like you would a bike tire or a car tire or really any tire that has that particular setup. And that means we can apply oxygen here, put a big old hole here, and put fire in that hole.
And that way we can get metal very hot and potentially work with it. So we got an upgrade. This is a much better system than trying to use the hacksaw. Upon disconnecting the top, we realized it has this extra layer, so we're going to have to cut into that. There's still a diaphragm inside that we're going to have to cut out as well, so we're going to cut a square so that we can pack clay on the inside for insulation. And then that
And also remove the diaphragm so we can get air intake from the bottom.
Thomas, that's hot.
On the inside, it's not that hot.
Well, there's our diaphragm. That's why the airflow was not great. And that pump sounded like it was struggling so bad.
Well, all right, so we have a couple of options here. We can cut the diaphragm completely out, or we could put a hole in the center and just keep it as a sort of bellows.
No, it'll melt.
Yeah, you're right.
That's the insulated area. You want to yank that thing out. Finally managed to disconnect this hoop that's holding down the
All right. Unfortunately, we disconnected it downward. So just got to pull it out this way.
And there you go. There's those cuts that we got. Very nice. Finally, we have disconnected this inner bit.
All it took was cutting big holes in the plastic half. The rubber half worked just fine with us, but the plastic half, that one had to be jerk about it. So now we have a drum with a square hole and then a round hole. And we also have the top of the drum and the piece that was and now is the square hole. So next order of business, cleaning out the inside, because all of that is where well water used to be and is now very rusty. I'm not going to think about who drank from that. And from there, it's forge time. All right, so if you would take a look around this item, currently it is 2 weeks after the last recording. Let's take a peek behind the scenes. Now this is the bellows system that we designed last time. Got your on-off switch there, flows right into the bottom. Now you'll also notice that there are 2 halves of a brick and a couple of charcoal briquettes. There's going to be a lot more charcoal briquettes. Now I know that charcoal is suboptimal in a lot of use cases, but this is just an early start. In the future you can upgrade that to real coal if you really want to. Now, we've surrounded the drum with brick. just your standard red clay brick.
Which is normally a very bad idea for a high temperature environment.
But we've got that around the outside, so it should work out in this case. We've also insulated that with mud. Us living where we do, we have this lovely red clay, high iron content, high clay content in all of our dirt. So that's going to be a pretty good insulator on its own. This is just, it's not mortared or anything. They're just
Gravity.
held together by gravity and by mud. I mean, it's good mud, but it's mud.
We also conscripted Jackson Ricken to assist us.
In a moment, we're going to fire this thing up. But first, we're just going to layer in some more charcoal.
Go ahead and light
get
it now, and then we're going to start layering the charcoal.
All right. If it works, upside down.
It often doesn't.
Movie magic. We have now gotten a little bit of fire in there using some paper as tinder. With luck, that'll catch the charcoal, and the charcoal will catch the other charcoal, because we've got two different kinds of charcoal here, matchlight and just standard. We're hoping that the matchlight catches first, the standard will then catch, and the standard will give us the piece that we want. Yes. Well, we have fire. We have made fire. And with luck, the fire will actually stay lit. Right now it's burning through the kindling or the tinder that we put down there, and in a second, with luck, the charcoal briquettes will catch. And once that happens, we can turn on the blower and hope for the best.
Yep.
So currently, we've added some wood. We've also added some fire starters and flammable liquids that we're not going to name. We're hitting it with bursts of air from our bellows pump. With luck, that'll make sure that everything catches, and that'll give us a good amount of fire. Good amount of fire with that kind of insulation means a good amount of heat. A good amount of heat means a good amount of energy we can use.
We devised a much more intelligent system of disconnecting the blower so that it can actually just not do the full blast down the hose, and it's working very well.
We now have steam pouring out of the sides.
It's a good sign. It means that our clay is baking. And if the clay bakes, that means it'll make an even better steel.
The water evaporating from our clay. We're also getting some serious heat now. We've gone full power on the pump.
Yeah, we added a lot of wood, and ideally wood isn't what you want to be working with for this sort of thing, but it's a way we're getting it started. So this is something we definitely didn't expect. You can see inside there, it's pulsing. Now, there's no difference going on in the fan, and the fan's oscillating a lot faster than that. So we're gonna crack this open and see if we can't find the difference. Lift and up. We're getting a vortex motion. Oh yeah. So the air pump was definitely working. Let's pull out that to see how it's doing.
Not blowing yet.
But it's definitely very hot. Here. Lift that up a little bit.
Just another update. Our nice blue barrel has turned into a black color, and there's a sticker. Making lots of toxic fumes.
It appears we now have a functional forge. Maybe a large amount of charcoal would be necessary to actually melt things, but this is a good test run.
As of right now, we've got our piece of steel heating up in there. The steel's high melting point makes it important to get a trial like this. We don't exactly have crucibles handy, so we can't work with something that's going to just melt into liquid, but in theory, this design would work just as well as a foundry.
So, with some extra equipment, some better fuel, this could definitely be viable.